Well, yeah, they sat me with people for a minute until they could collect my clothes as evidence. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really remember much of that part because I was in shock. Like, I'm sorry, but I was in shock. Some girl that saw me later was like, "I saw you when you came in," and she was like, "No, like you definitely were not." So, but they sat me down, I guess, and then I waited for them to come get my clothes. They took all my clothes as evidence: my pants, my shirt, my tank top, all was placed into evidence. And then they gave me a county, set of pants and a shirt, which actually is similar to scrubs but way harsher material. Um, and then they put me in a cold cell. So, you know, away from people. So until they got a room, not a room, it's definitely not a room, a bunk situated upstairs, that's where I was at for a minute, was, down there. So after 3 days, I had my first court hearing, and my bond was set at $500,000. 50,000 cash or surety, and there I clearly didn't have that. So I ended up staying in jail, and even though even though the evidence had kind of been gone through, and you know they knew what they knew, my first attorney who I fired, got into it with the judge when when he pointed out the fact that the signatures, oh well, on my no true bill and my indictment didn't match. This was like 4 months in. Um, they literally doubled my bond to $1 million cash. No 10%, no surety, because they were mad at what my lawyer was pointing out. So, yeah, it was just ridiculous. I mean, clearly I wasn't getting out on 500,000 with the 10%, but then you're just going to double it to $1 million cash. Like, okay, yeah. So unless somebody wins the Powerball, you're definitely not getting out of jail. I was incarcerated from that day all forward for 8 years until February 1st of this year. So from the day it happened, the night that it happened, to February 1st of this year, I was incarcerated.